Hey everyone, today we're going to do a quick video on two of the most popular triggers for M&P pistols. Ultimately this is going to be quick because both of these are really good and big improvements over the stock trigger, but it's going to come down to personal preference. So I'm going to try and give you a couple of the considerations that I would think through if you're trying to choose one. Now right off the bat, both of these options allow you to tune the trigger pull weight with different springs. I've kept both of these as close to the stock trigger pull weight as they let you, and you can do whatever you want with the weight, but just for reference, I've kept it mostly stock. Now the very first thing I'd consider is the trigger shoe shape itself. If you look at the apex, just like the Overwatch Precision here, it is a flat face trigger, but it has this beveling that you can see on the edge there, at least for this Type 3 trigger, they call it. And when you put it in your finger, if it's in the crease of your finger, it feels a little more rounded. You still get that feedback with the flat face of how you're pulling it, but it just feels a little rounded compared to the Overwatch Precision trigger here, which you can see is just flatter. And so if you get it in the crease of your finger, I would say it's a little more noticeable. However, you get just a little more feedback at the same time with that very flat trigger to show that you're pulling it straight back. Again, just personal preference. Now, if we pull each of these side by side, starting with the apex here, after you defeat the safety, you're going to see just a little bit of travel. Nothing crazy, but then you hit a very solid wall and a nice clean break. Very clean. When we go to reset it, you're going to feel it push that finger out, and that's it. It's hopefully it came across on the camera, but it's audible, it's tactile, it's very clear that you've reset it. And ultimately, this doesn't matter for most people, but if it is something you care about, this one is quite obvious. And then you're back to firing again. When we look at the Overwatch Precision trigger, truthfully, you're going to see more similarities than differences, but we're going to have a little bit of pre-travel there, maybe a little less, but it's hard to say. Again, you get a nice solid wall here and a nice clean break with just a little bit of travel afterward. Now when we go to reset it, this is where things are a little different. That's it right there. Again, very short, but you're not feeling it push your finger out as much, and it's a little mushier. You're not getting as much of that tactile feel or the audible click as the apex. But again, if you're shooting quickly, you're just not even going to notice that, so I don't think that's a big concern either way. Now when it comes to choosing one over the other, the couple things I would consider, well, the first would be ease of install. The Overwatch Precision trigger does not require that you swap out the trigger bar like the Apex does, and that makes it just a little bit easier to install. I wouldn't shy away from either one, but if that is a concern to you, I would go with the Overwatch Precision. The thing I would most worry about though is the trigger shoe shape. If you like the idea of the slightly more rounded feeling Apex, I'd go with that. And if you want the flat face on the Overwatch Precision, I'd go with that one. And lastly, if you really care about tuning the trigger pull weight, there are two different approaches to this between the triggers. The Apex has a number of springs where you can use different combinations and really tune it in. I think there's about 7 different options they list when you use different combinations of springs, whereas the Overwatch Precision only has 2 options. There's basically a duty weight and a competition weight. I don't think most people care too much either way. You can probably find what you want with either of these options, but if you really care about tuning it very specifically, the Apex is going to be for you. So ultimately, that's it. These are both reputable companies, and I think you can't go wrong either way. I hope this helped a little bit if you're on the fence about which one to get. But let me know what you think below. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.